Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the Call Flow Radio Show. It is your Friday, March 27th edition. Yeah, we're almost through the month of March. Time is flying by. This is Chris Wood with you. We're going to ask for you to hold on to your calls for the first part of our program today because we do have a special guest in the Francis E. Wood studio, and that happens to be Chance Reynolds from Fuqua School. Good morning, Chance.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Doing wonderful, thank you.
Good, good. So we're here to talk about Fuqua, but let's talk about you just a little bit here. Give everybody a little bit of your background and how you wound up at Fuqua School and all of that.
Sure. Well, when I was a much younger man, my passion, if you would say, was baseball. Mm-hmm. And I actually played through the college ranks.
What position did you play?
I was a catcher.
A catcher. All right. Ow.
So I ended up getting drafted by the San Francisco Giants. And,
really?
Yeah, played for the Giants and the Pirates and the Brewers and got traded often. I was actually a Lynchburg Hillcat for 2 weeks back in the summer of 1996. So that was my experience with Virginia way back then. Mm-hmm. Eventually met my wife. We got married. We have two sons. My oldest son is actually, he lives in Denmark. My wife is Danish. She's a dual citizen. So my son lives in Denmark now, and he's flying home Sunday. And
great.
We're really thrilled to see him. It's been a year. It's been a little over a year since we last saw him. So
yeah, well, have you been to Denmark as
many
well?
Times,
many times?
Many times, yeah, because Charlotte's whole family's still there. Mm-hmm. So we go to see her mom and her dad and all of her sisters and brothers.
I bet she has a wonderful accent too, doesn't she?
She does. She's lived actually here now. Uh-huh. We just finished our 27th year of marriage. So we are...
Congratulations.
She's lived in America longer than she did in Denmark. Mm-hmm. So she has a very unique accent, as you can imagine.
I can imagine so.
It's special. We call it Charlize.
Well, how did you end up here at Fuqua School, and how long have you been with us?
Gosh, this is my 6th year. It's really incredible. The 6 years have just really flown by. Mm-hmm. And my youngest son is a junior now, so it's really neat to see him grow up at Fuqua School.
Oh, yeah.
So I was at a school in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. I was working as an assistant head there. And a consultant called me and said, hey, there's a wonderful school in Virginia. It's a great school. It's great families, great area. Would you take a look at it? And I did, and I was pretty impressed. And he said, well, would you send your resume and let's look? They're looking for a head. And gosh, this was all the way back in 2019. Mm-hmm. So I sent my resume in. We had some wonderful interviews, met some wonderful people, many who are part of our board of trustees even now, and accepted the job. And we packed up and moved right up here to Farmville.
Oh, that's great. So you've been here for 6 years, right?
Yes.
So what is your position now? You're head coach?
Head of school.
Head of the school.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I've got some wonderful head coaches.
You do.
Yeah,
you have some hats there. Excuse me. I'm sorry. When you were talking about baseball, I thought, oh, well, sports.
Right.
Well, that's wonderful. So how do you think that Fuqua School has evolved? And you were here through the COVID stage, of course.
I was.
How do you feel that, like, the students have acclimated coming back into the classroom?
That's a great question. I tell you, in the beginnings, it was a real challenge. It was a real challenge to be a head of school in a new area where you couldn't build relationships, couldn't have gatherings. That was a very difficult time. And honestly, that first 2 years, you can ask any school leader. We were basically in crisis management mode for the first 2 years.
I bet.
Because you were just so concerned about the students' health, the parents' health, and especially the grandparents' health. We were worried that, someone might take COVID home accidentally. So it was a very stressful time. And
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I hope that we never have to live through something like that again.
Amen to that. Did you do any virtual teaching?
We did our very best to stay in person. That made us very different. With the small class sizes, we're able to do that. We actually had dividers in the classrooms. Believe it or not, we had dividers between the desk. We protected our teachers the best we could, and our teachers really wanted to be back in person as well. So it was really a great time. We were able to move back in quickly. I believe the school before I arrived did move to virtual that first spring. And I'd had experience with that at the school I was at in North Carolina because
How did
everyone
that,
did.
Yeah, how did that work out for you?
The best word to use is it's incredibly challenging.
Yes,
as you
I'm
can
sure.
imagine.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep a captive audience with 20 little faces, and I tell you, the younger they are, the more difficult it is.
Of course,
as you can imagine.
Yeah, their
but I think
attention
everybody,
span is, you know.
Yeah. The wonderful
isn't
thing was
like ours.
everybody in all schools of education was doing the very best they could because the sand was shifting every day.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was changing and new developments were coming out. So I think we were all doing the best we could to serve the students the best we could.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, I know that the curriculum, how about approximately how many students do you have now?
250.
250.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. What's wonderful about it is, again, the small class sizes, our students, like, we have real authentic relationships. Like, I walked down to the dugout yesterday and there's a little girl, our softball girls were playing. She's an 8th grader. She's really stepped up to the plate and she's catching and doing a wonderful job. And I just walked down there and I said, hey, and she looked at me and I gave her 5 and I said, you're doing a great job. And I just little things. I mean, she knows that I know her and I'm paying attention to her. And I love that about small schools.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a more intimate environment there to where you can pay attention and get to know all of your students and the parents as well.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us some of the activities that you have going on.
Well, as you mentioned, can you believe that March is almost over?
I know. It's ridiculous.
It is. But this year has flown. It really has. And I'm so thrilled right now because all of our seniors are getting letters of application. I mean, letters of acceptance every day. So it's so exciting. We had a young man. He has had his heart set on William and Mary for all year, and he got accepted the other day. He was
fantastic.
thrilled, and I'm thrilled for him. It's just a dream come true, and I love that. We use the tagline here at FLO on our ads that say, small school, big opportunities. So this young man is going to get a huge opportunity because he grew up in this small school environment. I'm thrilled about that. We, of course, that's going on. We have a lot. We just went through reaccreditation as a school, which was fantastic. A team came in from all over the state, studied what all we're doing, and came back and said that the change that they're seeing here in the last 5 years is transformational. And just our academics have incredibly improved. And I'm so proud of that. That was something that was part of my vision for the school. And I'm excited. We do a testing where we actually test our students 3 times a year. So we do a baseline test in the fall. We come back in, we do another in the winter, and we do another in the spring. And we're really looking to see if there's any foundational gaps that we need to address with the students to perhaps reteach even.
Now, is this something that you as Fuqua School have,
I would say it's more my team. It's my team. I am blessed to have 2 fantastic academic division heads. Mary Quinn Ferguson is our lower school division head, and she's terrific.
I know Mary Quinn's parents. Yeah.
Well, and her parents are wonderful too.
Yeah.
So she's terrific. And Diane Stubbins, if you know Diane, she's our upper school division head, and she is wonderful in every way. So I'm truly blessed to have such a great team.
Well, that's really fantastic. What is I know the interest is there. How about music, some of the extracurricular things that Fuqua brings to the students? Yeah,
I would put our band program up against anyone. It is absolutely phenomenal. And each year they take a trip and participate in national competitions. And so, for instance, in April, they're going to Washington, D.C. And it's a wonderful trip. They're actually going to visit, so they're going to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. They're actually doing the African American Museum, which is a hard ticket to get. Our students are going to be able to participate in that. It's fantastic. They take a master class with a professor there who's going to teach them some things, and then they perform, and they're judged, and they have a big dance, and they have a dinner and a dance, and they have a great time.
Oh my goodness,
it's such a great trip.
That's a lot, and it's great exposure.
Absolutely.
For those students as well.
Yep.
Find out what life is like in the D.C. area in Washington. I wanted to ask you now: are both of your children in a Fuqua school?
Well, my oldest is graduated now.
Graduated.
He lives in Denmark. So.
Oh, that's right. He's the one who's in Denmark. Yeah.
And my youngest is a junior. That's correct.
He's a junior.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my oldest did graduate from Fuqua.
Okay. All right. I know my 2 oldest, Laura and Trey, they were in while it was still Prince Edward Academy. And then Katie came along, and she was part of Fuqua School. So have had close connections with it as well, and have seen it evolve. The G. Price Center is not only just is sort of like the cafeteria right there at the school, or is it?
Yes, it is, and our administrative offices. And I heard you mentioned, we're going to do a reception for Bozo on Saturday after the visitation. I mean, after the graveside and the funeral. And I tell you, I hated to see him go. I'm glad. I feel very blessed and fortunate that I had a chance to know him. He was still working with us and taking good care of the locker room, and he was just. He was a very special man.
Well, he absolutely adored Fuqua School and Prince Edward Academy there as well. He was just a household name, a household figure there as well. Well, basically, you've got the proms going on, and you've got, when's the last day of school?
We actually graduate. We always graduate the Friday before Memorial Day. So it's easy to set on the calendar. So it'll be that Friday.
How many students do you have graduating?
It's 20. We're at 18 to 20, and each of our classes are about 18 to 22. Each class that comes through.
That's a great number.
It is. It's wonderful. And the teachers know them so well. One of the things that our teachers do so well is, their work is incredible. I have to brag on the teachers. They're phenomenal in every way. But the way they communicate with parents, the way they keep in touch with parents on anything they're seeing with the student where they can help. And honestly, the reaching out and just helping them and saying, hey, I saw you had a little trouble with this. Let's work on this together. It's phenomenal.
I know that you have a career person there as well to help the students sort of guide them a little bit as to where they, need to go in the future. And let's see. Also, I wanted to ask you, how many faculty members do you have?
If you take our entire staff, and I consider, our maintenance workers just as important. They're fantastic guys. They do an incredible job. Our lunchroom people, our bus drivers. So all in all, we have about 50 employees.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For that small.
Yeah, and we couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do it without them. They're terrific in every way.
Well, it's fantastic that we've had you here.
Thank you.
And I apologize. Thinking, oh boy, no. When you're talking about head, it's different when you've got a headmaster or that type of thing going on. I've been out of the loop for a little while, but anyway, Chance, what about cheerleading squads and your football team? And do you have any forensics that you get into or anything like that?
We do. Our cheerleaders are terrific. Actually, we went to the state championships in basketball, and I wanted to make sure our young ladies were there to enjoy it as well. So we played at a neutral site, and all of our cheerleaders walked in, and the actual head of the association for Virginia came over to me and goes, "Are these your young ladies?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "They're phenomenal. And they really do a terrific job." In the spring, we have baseball, we have softball, we have golf. I went to the golf tournament the other day, and like I said, I popped in on the softball.
Where do they practice?
They practice at the Manor.
They do.
The golf team does. Yeah. And which is a challenging course for high schoolers, I will say. And I play out there quite often, so I can vouch for that.
So you're a golfer as well.
And then football, we just got our schedule for next year. We're very excited. We recognize that we can pick dates now for homecoming and go ahead and put that out for everyone to please come back and enjoy the game and just see campus. We'd love all the alumni to be involved and ask us questions. Just reach out and say, hey, what's going on? How can I help? It'd be wonderful. And last year we started with we call it a celebration where we do a big oyster roast.
Oh, wow.
And we have our Hall of Fame banquet for our Athletic Hall of Fame. And then we have a football game, and we have the golf tournament in honor of Skeeter and Beth Four. We do that morning. So that afternoon we wrap everything up with an oyster roast. And we're actually trying to see if we can get a lot of classes to come back and hold their reunions. We'll do the work for them. They just come and buy a ticket. They're supporting the school, but at the same time, they're having a great time seeing one another.
That's right. And I was going to ask you something else, but, with my mind, one goes in one thought and escapes me, but it will come to me, I'm sure.
All right.
Enrollment, that's what I wanted to ask. Do you have a certain period of time where you campaign or go out and solicit for
absolutely.
enrollment?
Yeah, and we're in the middle of that right now. As a matter of fact, tonight at 5:30, we have a lower school open house.
Oh, okay.
So if you have any families who are listeners and they are just interested in learning more about Fuqua School, tonight we're meeting at the lower school commons in the library, and we're actually giving a tour at 5:30. From 5:30 to 6:30, we felt that was perhaps better for working families. It's difficult to come in the mornings when you have an open house, so we wanted to offer some options. And I hope we get a big turnout tonight, and just so they can see what we're about and the things we can offer their students. And I think they'll leave impressed.
Well, the beauty of it is it's hands-on education. And, you do offer, of course, opportunities for the students there outside of the campus as well.
Definitely.
Well, Chance, it was certainly great to meet you. And we hope that you can become a regular.
Well, I would love that.
Talking with us about what's going on at Fuqua School. All right?
All right. Thank you.
Oh, well, congratulations to you and your students and family and the families there of the students. Having been one of them, know that it's a great school.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. And we'll be talking with you soon. All right. That was Chance Reynolds. He is the head of Fuqua School. And I won't make that mistake again. All right. It's 8:26. Don't forget that at 5:30 they're having an open house at the lower school. So it's from 5:30 to 6:30. So if you have children who are becoming school age, then, of course, they would love to meet with you and discuss the advantages of Fuqua School there. Okay. Our time is 8:27, and we'll have Noah Massage coming in just a little bit to join us here on the Call Flow Radio Show. The lines open at 434-394-0924. It is your Friday, this March the 27th. All right, let's check out a couple of things that happened on this date. In 47 BCE, okay? Cleopatra was reinstated to the Egyptian throne after being ousted by her brother 3 years prior. Now, rather than residing in exile, Cleopatra assembled her army in an attempt to reclaim the throne. While her forces were initially outnumbered, the tide shifted when Cleopatra gained Julius Caesar as an ally and a lover after being discreetly smuggled into his quarters. She successfully defeated her brother, who reportedly drowned while fleeing, and ruled over Egypt for almost 2 decades afterward. Her death in 30 BCE marked the end of the 300-year Ptolemaic dynasty. More events on this date. Let's see. 2020, North Macedonia became the 30th country to join NATO. In 2002, American comedian Milton Berle, who as a popular entertainer in the early days of television in the United States, came to be known as Mr. Television. He died at the age of 93. 1998, the drug Viagra from the pharmaceutical company Pfizer was approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for use in treating erectile dysfunction. 1977, 2 passenger airplanes collided on a runway in Tenerife in the Canary Islands, killing 583 people. It's the deadliest aviation accident in history. Can you imagine? 1975, construction began on the Trans-Alaska. I can't talk today, folks. I'm sorry. Trans-Alaska pipeline spanning 800 miles. The oil pipeline cost $8 billion and was completed in 1977. And we'll go one more. 1964, South Central Alaska was struck by a 9.2 magnitude earthquake that was the strongest quake ever registered in the United States. So there you go. That's what happened on this date, 27th day of March.
Wowee woodle, Chris.
Wowee woo is right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Well, I had better mornings, a scratchy throat, and, all that kind of stuff.
I totally understand. I can relate. It was coming in today, and I was like, oh, no, I'm blowing my nose more often than I'm...
Yeah. I'm thinking I have to get up at 4 o'clock and start talking to Iggy for all this stuff to get out of my throat and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like that's going to happen. Well, it is 8:30, so let's get to the business at hand. We've got our weather forecast coming up, and it's another weird one, another weird forecast. This forecast is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn with the Bank of Charlotte County, here to welcome Katie Jones, lender in our Farmville office.
Hello, I'm Katie Jones. Growing up and living in Southside Virginia, I understand the lending needs of local families and businesses. Whether you are growing your business or planning to purchase your next home or farm, let's turn your plans into progress. Give us a call at 434-391-1136 or stop by our new office located at 405 East 3rd Street. We are the Bank of Charlotte County. Invested in Southside Virginia, invested in you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right, let's take a look at your forecast for Southside and Central Virginia for today. We can expect showers, mainly after 4 p.m., so I can get all of my errands done before the rain starts, okay? A high near 77 degrees. Better enjoy that because we won't see that for a number of days. Southwest winds around 9 miles per hour, shifting to the northeast. In the afternoon, winds could gust as high as 22 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation is 80%. For tonight, showers mainly before 10 p.m. with a low around 34. A north wind 5 to 7 miles per hour. Gusting as high as 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 80%. Okay, we get through with all the rain. Just moves on out of here. But the rain brought in the cold.
Yes.
So Saturday, we'll see sunny skies, a high of only 54 degrees.
Wow, that dropped drastically.
It did.
I think it was saying it was going to be in the 70s, right? Or 60s.
It's going to be in the 70s today.
Okay.
But then tomorrow, it's going to be in the 50s.
50s, yeah.
Right. North winds is 7 to 10, gusting as high as 22. So that's going to add
a little extra chill to your Saturday?
Yeah, it's going to add an extra injury there to us. Saturday night, clear with a low around 30 degrees. Sunday, now this is weird. Sunday, we'll have sunshine with a high of 61. Calm winds 5 to 9 miles per hour, gusting up to 20 miles per hour. When, March is known as the windy month anyway, got to blow all that pollen around so it can pollinate everything, I guess. Anyway, for Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low of 45. Monday, partly sunny with a high near 72, which is nice. And Monday night, partly cloudy with a low of 54. Shall I tell everybody what Tuesday is going to be?
Sure, yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm ready.
I'm
ready for
everybody.
it. Okay. Snow, please.
Okay. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 81.
Oh, okay. All right. Not bad.
Yeah, we're on that veritable weather roller coaster. All right, let's take a look at our current conditions outside. Humidity at 75%. Our winds from the south around 6 miles per hour. Barometer on the rise at 29.87 inches. They're saying that it's fair outside, but it's not really. We're just more overcast right now.
Yeah, kind of.
And our current temperature remains at 68 degrees. That is your weather forecast, folks. It's brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. All right, it is Friday, Noah. We've got our birthday calendar coming up, and we're not only going to do it for today, we're going to do it for Saturday and Sunday. Right. And it is brought to you at this time by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
And here we go. Happy birthday to everybody. Who's celebrating, Noah?
All right, everybody's celebrating, so that's going to wrap it up for the birthday calendar. Call in. No. All right. We got some good birthdays. We got on today, March 27th, we have Gloria Gibson of Farmville celebrating a birthday. We also have Rose Allen of Appomattox.
All right.
Rose Allen celebrating a birthday.
I like that name.
There was
Rose.
one crossed out. I think that was actually a type. Anyways, so those two birthdays for today. That's who's celebrating. For tomorrow, which is the 28th of March, we have Mark Stolzfus or Stolzfus. I don't know. So I think people pronounce that one two different ways. Stolzfus if you're like Amish.
Okay.
And then Stolzfus if you're just like,
yeah,
right, not Amish.
Yeah.
So
right. I'm not Amish, so I'll go Stolzfus.
Mark's. I don't know, Chris. I have no idea. Well, right. Mark Stolzfus, I've heard it both ways, anyways, from him. So,
okay.
We also have Trey Gee of Farmville celebrating.
Trade what?
Trey Gee.
Is that
G? G.
It's
G.
Trey
it's G. Trey Gee. Of Farmville celebrating.
Okay.
We also have Brandon Barnes celebrating as well. And for Sunday, we have Steve Banton of Meharon. We have Loretta Jefferson of Keysville. Doug Scruggs, which sounds like a band. The Doug Scruggs Band.
Yeah.
He's from Pamplin, or he is of Pamplin descent.
Yeah.
He's going to be celebrating a birthday.
All right.
On Sunday. We also have Portia Harris of Farmville.
Portia.
That was perfect timing, by the way, too. The bed just ended.
Yes.
Wow.
I like that name, Portia, as well.
Yeah, it's good. Good one.
It's a good name. All right. No anniversaries.
No anniversaries.
But we do know that some people out there are celebrating an anniversary and birthday as well, but we don't know about it. But even though we don't know about it, we're going to wish everybody a fantastic
Exactly. We want to wish them a very happy birthday and
weekend.
Anniversary. And you can call in 434-394-0924. You can also email us at birthdays@wflo.net. So you can go on our website under the On-Air Mentions page as well and submit birthdays directly from our website. Chris, back to you.
All right. For the best legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC. She's located on Main Street in downtown Farmville. Very easy to find her office. Okay? All right, let's see if we can take a caller here. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Well, good morning to you folks.
Good morning, Henry.
Yep, this is me. You got it right.
How are you feeling today?
I feel very well. I slept well last night.
Good.
And so I feel better. This is kind of deep, but I like it. Today is the tomorrow of yesterday.
Okay.
That's kind of a neat little saying.
Nice play on words.
Today is the tomorrow of yesterday. Oh, okay. I heard about a guy that put a mattress on a riverbed.
I hope it was dry.
Well, I think it was, and he took a dry bath, I think. Yeah.
Or a dry nap.
There was, He pushed the dentist to pull his tooth. So, that's a little thing there. I went to the doctor. The doctor checked him for $20, but only found $4. So You know, scatterrugs got their name when the delivery truck wrecked.
Okay. Scattered the rugs all over the place, right? Okay.
Right. Yes, indeed. And then there was the old saying about he tried to play the harmonica, but he blew it. And but he made a killing investigating murders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Why only get a haircut when you needed thousands of hairs cut? Guy said, I'm going to get a haircut.
Right.
Well, how does the barber know which hair you want cut?
Okay. That reminds me, I've got to get my hairs cut soon.
I got to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
It's pretty apparent. It's pretty bad.
I want to talk a little bit about Jewel Lee Duncan, later married Harris. But she was a classmate of mine in the Buckingham school system. We attended the Dillman Grade School and then Buckingham Central High School.
Mm-hmm.
And she later married Hamilton Harris. Her granddad was Churchill Duncan, who would come and stay a month or so with us, because he was kin to my grandmother. And the grandmother lived with us also. Well, her dad, Julie's dad, was Carlos Duncan, who would bring his father-in-law to our home, and then after a couple of weeks would come and get him. Well, Julie was a manager of the local Davis department store, Dillman, and I did radio commercials for the store. So when Julie's parents, Carlos and Mildred, would come and bring or to pick up her great-uncle Churchill, he would get Mama's 5-string banjo. When I say he, I mean Carlos Duncan would get my Mama's 5-string banjo out, and he would play it. Now, he picked with thumb and forefinger, and I loved it. It had a lifelong influence on me.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows, how especially important it was to me, and I cherish his memory.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just a youngster and didn't think about what was important to me then. But to know how important he was to me is so important to me now. And it was a blessing for, me to remember. And I've been remembering this week and have kind of returned to yesterday. And in fact, a visit from Julie on her home telephone. We shared for 30 minutes or so, and it was very special, but I wanted to impress her with, not to impress her, but to press upon her the importance of her late dad and how much he influenced me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also played fiddle, but Mama didn't have a fiddle, so when he'd get the 5-string banjo that belonged to Mama, and he would pick some tunes on it, and it had a great influence on me. I wish that I had told him that, but it's too late to go back and do things over now. But I wanted Julie to know about how important her dad was to my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pray that Julie had a chance to maybe hear this.
Well, it's nice that you can reflect like that, and you still have an opportunity to speak with, some of his family anyway. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's important to remember that we influence others.
Mm-hmm.
with what we do, what we say, but also what we don't do or say. And I always felt bad because I never let him know how important Carlos was.
Well, I think he
to
probably
me.
I think he probably knew that.
Okay.
I hope so, anyway.
All right. He's been gone a few years now, but maybe the Lord will pass the message along to him.
Absolutely.
So thank you all. Thank you all. Hope all of you will have a wonderful weekend. And if you'd like to share something with me, my number is 414-0096.
All right, Henry.
And so,
all right,
y'all
thank you.
have a
All
wonderful
right, thank you
weekend.
so much for sharing that with us, and have a wonderful weekend yourself. We hope to talk to you on Monday.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right,
All
Lord
right.
willing. Yes. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right,
That was
Henry.
the one and only Henry. Yeah, that's right.
He sounds really good.
Banjo. Strings
the
picking.
gentleman must have been,
Yeah.
quite
Talented.
musically talented.
Enough to speak to
Play
Henry.
the fiddle and
yeah.
to play the banjo.
Yeah.
With a
Incredible.
thumb and forefinger.
Wowee.
That's a totally different type of picking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It's funny that Henry brought up haircuts, because before Henry called in, I was going to bring up haircuts, because Paul Barlow, I don't know if you weren't here on Tuesday, so you didn't see Paul come in. Paul came in. He's got a haircut. He got a nice.
He got a haircut?
He got a haircut, Chris. So looking
right.
trim, looking dapper, as they
Dapper?
say. Yes, very dapper. And then I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm working with. I got like a dead animal strapped to the top of my head. I got some like bushes and just branches. My hair's crazy, and I try moisturize and yada yada, or just conditioner, which is good because I didn't use that for a very long time, and God knows that did a number. But I've been thinking about I have a wedding coming up this Saturday. I got to shoot at, and I'm like, if I show up like this without any sort of barber intervening in my life, I just don't think it would be a good look for me. I think it would put off some of the guests.
Well,
I think it could break up the ceremony. My
mother used to cut my dad's hair. And she did a really good job of it. She used to cut my hair as well. And she was, I don't know, she just had the knack for it.
Yeah.
But
ability.
He would come, out, and we'd all say, "Dad, you got your ears lowered."
Oh, man.
Yes, when you get a haircut, you get your ears lowered.
Of course, yeah.
Anyway.
Too funny, Chris. I mean, I've heard that too before, but it's not like that's the first time I've heard that joke. But the way you said it is great. You have a great delivery with jokes.
Oh, I can't even remember. If I can tell a joke, it's fine. It comes off great, but I very seldom ever remember them. Anyway, we'll take another caller. Here we've got, good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Good morning, Chris and Noah.
Well, good morning.
And I can't tell a joke. I never can remember a joke. But anyway, I didn't get to listen yesterday. I wanted to thank y'all, or John, I guess, for giving out his address. And just wishing him the best, and hope he realizes how much he's missed.
I know. I'm going, when I go to the grocery or go to the store today, I'm going to pick out a card and just send him all the love I can. By the way, and thanks for reminding us, Regina, because his post office box is number 32, and that's Dillwyn, Virginia, 23936. So, and that's the zip code.
I have sent a card. So
Oh, well,
I thought
good.
you were going to say, it was the wrong post office box.
No,
Okay.
it's the correct post office box, and we miss him so much here.
Yeah.
And we're all praying
I'm
for
sure.
him because he's going through it right now.
Yeah.
So we'll just
sorry.
keep him in your prayers, and he'll be able to work through this.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Oh, how are you doing?
Will do.
You doing okay?
Doing okay. Yeah, doing okay. Getting ready to go back to work for a couple of months soon. So trying to get stuff done around the house. We've got some folks coming in today for lunch that we try to get together once a month. So trying to get all that ready.
Well, staying busy is the key. So there you go, always. And, just come by and see us sometime when you're in town, all right?
I will. It's been a while. I need to get there. So
All right.
Will do.
And Regina, don't come empty-handed,
Bring some
okay?
pastries, some nice Danish.
What?
Don't
No,
come
I'm kidding.
don't come empty-handed, okay?
Okay. Y'all have a good week.
Oh,
Thank you so
yes,
much.
you too, my dear. Take care.
Okay.
All right.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was Regina Hux, and she's calling in about John. And like I said, it might be a while before he's back, but hopefully he will be back with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your prayers and thoughts are welcome to him and his family. Once again, that post office box is 32. It's John Staton III, and that's Staton, and Dillwyn, Virginia, 23936. All right. Oh, wanted to mention to everybody again that this morning when I got here, there was a note from the Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office about missing juvenile. Her name was Allison. She has been found, and she was located, and she is safe. Sheriff Tony Epps would like to thank the community for their assistance and support in helping to locate the juvenile. So I didn't even know they had Prince Edward alerts like that. So
That is very cool. Yeah, it's important
yes.
to have it in
Oh,
any
absolutely.
size community. Anybody goes missing, it's good to have some sort
Yeah,
of
so that's good news.
system
Right.
in place. Well, yeah, Chris. Well, thank goodness. Just take a coordinated team to find somebody. And yeah, so glad they were found. Looks.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's see if we can take another caller here. Good morning, you're on the Call Flow Show.
Good morning, people.
Well,
Good morning, sir. Caller.
Oh,
FTC.
yes. How are you guys doing? Good?
Doing great.
You know what I did yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
Can we
I
guess?
yeah. Take a guess.
Woke up, drank water.
Oh no. It's something that that you would probably have done. FTC.
Oh, rob a bank.
No, yesterday,
Go
well,
ahead.
I'll tell you.
Fire away.
Okay, so yesterday, I was in town, I was getting coffee, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? An old-timey tradition. So I went ahead, I walked down the street, I walked, and I looked at the fire hydrant
Oh, my
that's still
gosh.
leaking. And the bag is ripped. The bag is ripped. It looks sad. And it's water. There's like a stream. There's little fish jumping up.
Fish or
No, there's no
tree frogs
fish
or anything like
But
that?
there's a solid stream of water just still coming out of this. But I was like, I just stood there for a couple of minutes, just like looking at it. I was like, yeah,
Just take a picture.
still like no pictures. I like to stay, be in the moment
Oh, in the
with things
moment.
like that.
Okay. All right.
It's crazy. Something so small just drives me crazy that they just won't do anything.
I haven't seen it, so I'm just going to have to
Just mosey on down
Yeah,
there. It's
I'm gonna have to
Nothing's gonna happen.
just take
It's gonna be
a
like
moment.
At
I
least
might do
replace
that.
the
Yeah.
bag.
I might do that this
I know, we
afternoon.
should do.
And then I may have nightmares.
This is a great way to if you're trying to fill up on water, if you're trying to siphon water,
Yeah.
somebody could be making some money from this. I don't know how clean. It's not drinkable, probably. Maybe it is.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be potable. I
Right?
guess, yeah.
Is fire hydrant water safe to drink?
Is it filtered?
It's still pressurized. I mean, it's not like maybe it's not shut off completely the valve, but there's pressure coming out and there's water leaking. So if somebody wanted to take a hose,
Or like to feed your dog. If you're walking your dog and he's thirsty, you can drink.
sure,
You
yeah,
have free water
free
there.
water there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all,
Or your
it's all
horse.
possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some stuff like this done before, but you could always and I would never participate in something this I'm not going to call it trashy, but I can't think of a better word for it. People sometimes will put a liner in the back of a truck. You know where I'm going with this, right? They'll fill it up with water, and it's like
they could make a
portable
koi,
swimming pool.
a koi pond. They could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also you can do so many things with water. You can surf. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop talking now.
Oh, we should probably make
Yeah.
some suggestions.
Yes.
to the town of Farmville exactly what to do with that stupid hydrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear? Somebody was talking to me about this yesterday. And you're familiar with the elk. They've got elk down in the northern part of the state. They introduced. Well, he swears to me that he has been feeding this elk for, I guess, the last few weeks.
Who?
Okay, it would venture onto his property.
A neighbor?
And then he tells,
A neighbor?
He lives right in the Prospect area.
Okay.
And he swears to me that he had heard, maybe on the radio, I'm not sure, that within a week or so, the elk was there was an elk harvested in Appomattox area. Did you guys hear anything like that?
Didn't hear about the elk being harvested. Like, was it?
I don't know if there is even an elk hunting season around here.
No,
I wouldn't think so.
Yes, I think that they're so scarce down there, you have to get a stamp. So the person is probably, if he did truly harvest it, it was probably harvested out of illegally.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you guys heard anything through the grapevine or the news or the. Yeah.
The way you said this story almost makes it sound like you don't believe your neighbor has been feeding an elk. Is that your thoughts on the matter?
Well, yes, kind of.
Yeah.
But I could easily picture the animals just migrating throughout the state easily.
Sure.
You know, they just. But so.
Especially with the kind of weather we've been having.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You should get like a encyclopedia. You know, and like some sort of like image, like animal, bird image. Find an image of an elk and just be like, "Are you sure this is what you've been feeding?"
Well, it's actually against the law to feed any wild animals, during a certain periods of
Exactly.
time. And, corn or stuff like that. In the winter months, it's okay. But, in the summertime and all of that.
We're not supposed to help them.
We're not supposed to do that.
This is where Mother Nature takes place,
Yeah.
The
The
fittest
strong,
shall...
the strong survive.
Yeah. And the not
Isn't
strong...
that crazy? Yes, they tell you not to feed the wild animals, but they sell you bird feeders and feed and squirrel feeders and.
Yeah. Well, I have a story to tell about Iggy and I.
Oh,
I took Iggy for our evening run, and we usually go down to the farm part. And she had a stick, and we were usually going our route, but right in front of the shed where we store the farm equipment and everything, there's a sort of a culvert type thing. She stopped dead, and from a run, and she stood there at that culvert and did not move a muscle. So I cut off the ATV, didn't move a muscle either, and out popped the head of a groundhog.
Wow.
I mean, she was like 10 feet away, and we watched. I saw the nose first, and then he had his full head out. And none of us moved. Iggy didn't move. She still had the stick in her hand. I wish I could have taken a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she growled, of course, and the groundhog went back into the culvert. But it was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like finally I can be a dog.
Right. Yeah. She wanted that. She wanted that groundhog really badly.
Heck,
but
yeah.
anyway, they're kind of cute.
Yeah, I like a groundhog. I'd house one. I'd let it sleep in my house.
No, you wouldn't.
I would. Yeah, Chris. I mean, dude. I would let mice live with me. If I had a mouse problem, I wouldn't call anybody.
Well,
I would just dump more food on the floor. No, I'm kidding.
In Francis's stories of the Nipkins,
Sure.
He called groundhogs whistle pigs.
That's great.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. I like that.
Whistle pig. Anyway, so what are you doing for the weekend, sir?
I haven't the slightest. I'm not even sure of the weather. It's so up and down.
It is. Yeah.
I wanted to do some grass cutting, but
well,
I just squeeze it in.
Got all the firewood in that I can possibly get into the woodshed. So I'm all squared away for next winter and probably the winter after that. So that project is done. So now I've got to start spring cleaning my cabin.
Oh goodness, that's going to be a long process, right? Or not really? I don't know.
I'm just going to take my time. By
Okay.
the time I finish, it'll be ready to do over again.
Yes.
Oh yes, yes. With all the then do you have a because I'm starting to get the allergies like you guys had mentioned. It's hitting you.
Yeah.
Do you have a filtration system? Even a mini? Have you tried or?
No, I don't have a filtration system.
Are you talking about like the nose thing? The water you pour through the nose and then it like clears
No, it would just be a. I guess it
Cleans
would
the
almost
air
look
up.
like a little heater,
Oh,
and sometimes
oh.
they just circulate the air and they
Yeah.
microfilter, I guess.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything like that. I just sort of live by the seat of my pants.
I've tried everything.
My
I've
log
tried
cabin.
all of the over-the-counter and under-the-counter drugs. I've
for your
tried
nose.
I've tried, prayer. I really have. I mean, there's been some times where I was really going through it to the point where I like had hard times breathing, and I mean, my face was like swollen, like almost swollen from all of the pollen.
Oh, yeah.
My body has no defense when it comes to things like that. So,
Right.
I mean, as far as like, I just like stay indoors, lock the door,
Yeah.
hide from the pollen. That's
Yeah, well, on air filtration, I might look into that. Just
good
to
idea.
see what's going on. Thank you for that suggestion.
tidbit.
Yeah, I'm. Then have you just sampled the masks? You know how we used to COVID up and.
People are using masks for.
I use
Regular
I use
reasons?
a mask when I'm downstairs working with my wood stove and all that kind of stuff. I
Okay.
do. Yeah,
I don't know if you tried them for pollen.
I'd rather suffer with the pollen than wear a mask. Listen, we've got to go. We're over time.
Okay.
Have a great weekend. Hope to be talking with you next week. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one. Bye-bye.
All
All right,
right.
that was FTC. It's always good to end an episode of Call Flow with a little FTC, in my opinion.
Yes,
In
and
my
FTC
humble
is
opinion.
like TLC, right?
It's like TLC, Chris.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
TGIF to
yeah.
you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And we'll be talking at you later.
Yes, we will. All right.
right.
Have a good one.
All
Bye.
right, you too.
WFLO AM 870 Farmville.